How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. Now, I'm gonna let you know, I've got a bit of a plague going on through the house. I got the boys that are back there, they're really sick. Nothing terribly dangerous, but like a nasty cold. It's hard for them to breathe at night. We got a humidifier going, but they don't sleep very well. So there's a good chance this video is going to be chopped up, interrupted. It could come out late. It could take me a couple days just to make it because I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. So if this comes out on time, just consider that it's probably chopped up anyway, and if it comes out late, I apologize, but I can't avoid that. I'm hoping to do this for my own sanity, because it's been a rough couple days, so it'd be nice to be able to do something kind of fun for me, so we're going to try this out. I'm also going to try not to be too loud, so even if I have something exciting happen, I'm probably not going to be super expressive, because I've got to keep quiet. I gotta try and hit my family sleep, so I apologize for that, but I think we'll be okay. We haven't really hit any major points yet, and so we should be good. But we had some pretty big things happen. So we formally met Amadeus Kurisu last time, like really talked to her, loved it. Super crazy fun, but my gosh, how confusing psychologically it must be. We also got to revisit and meet briefly with a lot of our old friends, you know, Mayuri, Ferris, Lukako, or Luca, as he's normally called. And I think that was everyone we met up with, isn't it? Yeah, I think that was everyone we met up with, and that's what we're we're supposed to be doing right now. And by the way, I didn't mention this last time, but this is the same train station where we got to see a lot of when we were trying to help with Makoto's. Not Makoto. I want to talk about. I've got Persona 5 on the brain. They just announced like the official introduction of Joker into Super Smash, and it makes me want to have a Switch because it looks really cool. Not Makoto. Moeka. Like Moeka's arc. We spent a lot of time at this train station because we had to find out who was in the Rounders. And specifically who was it? F, right? It was just F, I think. Anyway, so let's just jump right in, and I imagine we have to click this because I think Amadeus wants to talk to us. Call from Kurisu. Well, that's weird to see.
Hi.
Hey, she looks pissed already.
マキセですけど。
Yes, it is. Kurisu was displayed on the screen. I like how it's in brackets. Yes, it was Amadeus. The app the professor had given me allowed me to access the servers at Victor Condry University anywhere, 24 hours a day. Which is interesting because, like, remember how they had them blocked off in that room, but now they can access the app. But at the same time, it's not like any of the actual processing capabilities are there, it's just being transmitted. So the only danger there is the signal getting yanked. Alright, so anyway, that tip's going to be app. That's short for application software. Any software that can be used downloading it from your OS.
Okabe さんからクリスの方へ呼びかけることができるのはもちろんだけれど。
My poor monkey's coffin.
クリスの方からあなたに呼びかけてくることもあるから、その時はうまく対応して。
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I wonder how aware she is. She's probably a lot like our actual devices, always listening. This I hadn't predicted. I'd never thought she would call me, or that her face would be displayed on the screen. Yeah, that's a bit.
それとも、クリスティーナですけどって自己紹介した方が良かったですか?
See, I like her. I like her even this far. She's cool. She looked really mad. I could guess why. I'd gotten 8 calls from Kurisu and I'd ignored them all.
事情はレスキネン教授や先輩から聞いています。だから最初に一言こちらから挨拶しようと思っていたんですが。
Why did he ignore her? Is it because it troubles him a lot? Like, I can get that.
まさか8回もイルスを使われるとは思いませんでした。なんで黙ってるんですか?
Come on, Lookface. Talking to a realistic girl on my smartphone with so many people around was pretty embarrassing.
まあ、話す気がないならそれはそれでいいんですが。
Yeah.
なんなのよ。せっかくいつも以上に人と話せるチャンスだと思ってたのに。 バカみたいじゃない。ったく。
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
いずれにせよ、テスト中は私はあなたといつでもつながっていますから。気が向いたらどうぞ連絡してきてください。こっちも忙しいので、あなたの連絡にいつも出れるかどうかわかりませんけど。
Man, what is this? More than a strangely polite, friendly Kurisu from yesterday. Angry, stubborn, more curious than anyone. The way she seemed to be constantly challenging you. Yes, it's like the old her.
お邪魔しました。
Okabe. Come on, Okabe. I realized that this really was Kurisu Makase. That was the girl I'd spent those 3 weeks with. Lab member 004, my assistant, Christina, aka Kurisu Makase. Her movements were a little more jerky than I'd seen on the computer in Dr. Leskinen's office, but evidently that was because of the smartphone. This alone was enough to make me feel like my heart was being squeezed dry. I stood still, holding my smartphone tight. It's complicated. I thought to myself as I ran to catch up with the others. Maybe Dr. Leskinen was right, and this test would be a very cruel thing for me. But even so, in my mind, I was already starting to think about what I would talk about with Kurisu. I was hoping he'd be a lot like it went. The conversation just went so well last time. I thought he'd be more ready than this. Maho Hiayo was remembering. Hiajo. She was remembering the last night she'd spoken to Kurisu Makase in person. March 28th. Why did that date stick out in my mind?
冗談じゃないわ。こんな大事な時期になんで私が。
Oh, that little lab's kind of cool. That night, Kurisu was whispering to herself a lot. Victor Krondria University's Brain Science Institute. Maho and Kurisu worked in the same room at the lab. Thus, Maho was forced to hear Kurisu's angry mumblings whether she wanted to or not. A little was fine, but she'd been acting like this all day and was keeping Maho from concentrating. She finally snapped and turned away from the paper she was writing.
ねえ、ちょっとクリス?
Yeah. English was the language most commonly used at Victor Krondia University. When the other staff and professors were around, she'd always use English, but when it was just her and Kurisu, Maho would often speak in Japanese.
いい加減にしてくれないかしら。
え？ああ、何がです？
She looks so different. That's so Kurisu. Kurisu stopped messing with her luggage and turned around.
うるさくて集中できないのよ。この論文、明日までに教授に提出しないといけないんだけど。
もしかして私独り言言ってました？
Oh, come on, Kurisu.
騒音郊外で訴えてあげようかしら。
すみません。
Kurisu apologized and started to scratch the back of her head. So this would have been... She would have been really nervous because she knows she's going out to try and talk to her father, who was a dirtbag, but she desperately wanted to kind of connect with him because he's family, you know? It makes sense. Sometimes they don't deserve it, but family's important, and a lot of people who don't have a good connection with their family often wish they did. Especially when you don't know why. Like sometimes you have families fall out, you know? Genuinely, but he just kind of gave her the cold shoulder. Maho decided to calm down by standing up and going to the shelf where the research notes were kept. There were several books she needed for her paper, but they were all up on the top shelf. Ah, the daily struggles of short people. I'm so sorry. This must be someone's idea of a prank, she said, as she started up with the heavy book. She decided to try and reach for it, but no matter how hard she stood on how she stood on her toes, she came nowhere close. She's tiny. Her tiny little arms seemed like dead branches waving in the wind. She bit her lip. After she'd skipped grades to go to college and then come to work at this lab, she'd have more chances than ever before to hate her small stature. Whenever she walked outside after dark, the cops would stop her. Even with her ID, she couldn't get into bars. Oh man! And buying medicine and alcohol at the drugstore was a pain. I bet it they still wouldn't let her in just because they assumed it must be fake. Aw, that's so sad. I wonder if that must actually happen to people on it. Like, it's gotta be true. The most humiliating part was that no matter where she went, everyone thought she was in middle school. Nobody believed her when she said she was 20. And in the United States, it'd be even worse. Just because, like, average height in the United States is pretty freaking tall. Everything in America was just too big. True.
撮りましょうか?
Kurisu noticed the trouble Maho was having and came over. But Maho was stubborn, decided to pretend nothing was wrong.
大丈夫
These
よ。
two,
別に困ってなんかいないもの。
I can imagine, because they both have very strong stubborn streaks in them, so if they ever actually had a conflict, like, remember in Steins Gate 1 when Suzuha and Kurisu were having the clash and it had like the dragon and the tiger? Like, it's gonna be that, but like, science.
困ってるじゃないですか。困ってません。そうですか？そうです。
Yeah.
でも私も借りていきたい本があるので。
Kurisu easily reached up to the highest shelf and grabbed the book Maho wanted.
背が高い人はいいわね。
Yeah, I'm sure. It has its perks.
いえ、私もそれほど高い方では。
Kurisu covered her mouth when she realized she'd said something she shouldn't have. Well, it's true, yeah, like telling a short person, like, oh, it must be nice to be tall. And then it's like, I'm not actually that tall. It's like, screw you, man.
ありがとう。助かったわ。日本で何か必要なものがあったら言ってね。送ってあげるから。はい。ありがとうございます。
She's very calm. Kurisu handed over the book as she spoke. And that suddenly her eyes went wide and began to sparkle.
ねえ、先輩。今の話ですけど。今の話ってどの話？独り言ですよ。え？おー。
She's gonna go talk to Amadeus, isn't she? It looked like Kurisu had come up with a new idea. This was a regular occurrence for Kurisu, and Maho was used to it.
それって自我の証明の一つになるんじゃないでしょうか。アマデウスの？はい。確かにあの子がいきなり独り言を言い出したらびっくりするけれど。
No matter how advanced the AI was, it wouldn't talk to itself unless you programmed it to do that, and there was no need, or even a point, to a feature like that. If an AI started talking to itself, that might be a good indication that there was a self to talk to. It's a bit arbitrary, but I think like the more important aspect is a self-evolving and altering like code that has no direct purpose. That would be an indication of something very much lifelike. Because sometimes we pick up tics or habits or things that just they don't make sense, but they like make sense for us, you know, as a person. So if she starts doing that, that's what's really significant. Talking to itself. Yeah, I don't know. Because like, what if she decides to adopt it because it's what others do, you know, like the AI might decide to try and behave more human by mimicking what people do, and that would not necessarily be identifying a self that within itself to talk to. It was merely just mimicking what it sees. But if it did it independent of that type of idea, then you're talking something real there. So like it's troubling because like it seems like it would be a good sign, but at the same time it just might not be. But Maho hesitated to agree with her.
ここではめったなことを口にするものではないわ。魂は神が人間に与えたもうたものである。そう考える人たちが多いことを忘れないで。
I'm guessing, yeah, because obviously Americans are very Christian, and even among scientists, there's a lot of scientists that are very religious. There's a kind of a misconception that if you're a scientist that you are an atheist. I think what it is that scientists tend to be critical thinkers, and critical thinkers tend to question everything And so you're gonna find a bigger tendency of people who are scientists versus people who are not scientists who start to lean towards the agnostic and atheist viewpoint. But it's still, from what I understand, it's still majority stay religious. But I don't know, I think she might be over. Maybe, I don't know. It is a troubling thing though, because it's like what we think holds back for morality in the United States doesn't hold water in other countries, and I don't think we ever think about that. Like, we get really full of ourselves and full of like this is the way it is. So like, I don't know. I feel like cultural differences are really, they're challenging. They're challenging to deal with. That's why it's good that we start having more interaction between different nations and people from different nations and such, to try and help us all better understand each other, but it still would be a problem.
So でしたね.
Kurisu's expression dimmed. Kurisu and Maho were both treated as heretics in the lab. Really? That bad? Like, that sounds surprising to me. Especially since they were Japanese and women. I'll have you know, good sir. Well, no, I guess this is technically early, isn't it? Like, what year is this supposed to be taking place in again? Does it tell us? Is it 2001, maybe? I can't remember. I thought it was 2010. It might be 2010. I can't remember. It just had the date on the screen. I can't remember it. My wife is a scientist, and she works in the field. Well, okay, here's the thing. There does seem to be a difference in the way she gets treated, but it's not majorly, and certainly not as a heretic. But granted, I mean, there might be a lot of other factors involved in this, but yeah, I don't know. That seems a little over the top. And Kurisu was simply too talented. That's probably the bigger one, the alienating factor of just how skilled she is. Nobody ever actually did anything, but a lot of the older scientists were definitely avoiding her. Dr. Leskinen was the chief scientist, and the fact that he liked the two of them was all that let them do their research in peace. Sheesh. I wish this weren't the case, but it is kind of cutthroat in the science field when you get into research and development. If the other scientists heard what Kurisu had just said, who knows what they would do. Maho patted Kurisu on the shoulder. I doubt they'd do anything.
まあ、しばらく日本でリフレッシュしてくることね。それが納得いきません。どうして？向こうの生活だって楽しいと思うけれど。
Oh boy, yeah, her adventure would be quite something.
留学するなら大学院ですよ。なんで高校なんですか？
Yeah, interesting.
仕方ないでしょ。日本では年齢的にあなたはまだ高校生なんだから。
Oh, wait. This is way before her trip to go see her dad. Because this is where she gets her outfit idea, right? Because she goes to the high school and she really likes the uniforms. And so she adopts it into her own personal style.
教授の思いやりは素直に受けておきなさいな。
That is kind of weird. Like, if she were in college, would she really be accepted back into high school even if she was age appropriate for it? Maho remembered what Dr. Leskinen had said. Kurisu has a fragile personality. All the bickering in the lab is putting her under a lot of stress, and she's at her limit. Might ruin her as a researcher. That's what the professor had said. He was really worried about her.
それに、もともと7月になれば日本に行かなくちゃいけなかったんだから、ちょうどいいじゃない。はい。実はそれも憂鬱で。秋葉原テクノフォーラムだったかしら?
Okay, so she first goes to the school and then she goes back in July, and that's the one.
公園なんて慣れてないし、何をどうしていいのか。サイエンス誌に論文が載った以上、これからもどんどん増えるわよ。練習しておかないとね。
You know what? It's so cool because that was such a cool dissertation. I loved it.
やだな。
Aww. Kurisu whispered to herself. Maho didn't like being around lots of other people either, so she knew how Kurisu felt. But there were a lot of scientists who wanted to be published in a major journal, then go on to give public lectures. Oh yeah, like a lot of them. And she'd beaten out many of them to win that honor. People were jealous. She needed to fulfill her responsibilities, even if it's just to shut them up. Maybe I'm not that much better, though. Maho silently laughed a little and hated herself for doing it. Aww. Maybe I'm just jealous as they are. The feeling, which was a little like fear, was something that she always felt. The girl in front of her was just that different from Maho. Someone she could never reach, no matter how hard she tried. Someone who'd surpassed everything she'd ever done almost instantly. Yeah, that would be kind of emasculating to have a literal genius walk in and just kind of like trivialize all your hard work effectively.
Senpai?
Kurisu was peering into her face, confused. Maho felt flustered.
日本でお父さんには会うの?
She'd heard that Kurisu's parents were divorced, but that they were separated. Her mom was still in America and her dad was in Japan. After Maho said it, she wondered if that was too personal a question. But Kurisu smiled a little.
実は父から招待状が届いたんですよ。
Oh, he had to listen to his speech to so she's because he wanted to prove that he was superior.
へえ。夏頃、新しい理論の発表会をするそうです。それを見に行こうかと思ってます。新しい理論って？
Kurisu's smile changed to a small expression of consternation.
まだ詳しく聞いてないんですよね。相対性理論に関することらしいんですけど。
Relativity. The term theory of relativity refers to two theories published by Einstein, the spatial theory published in 1905 and the general theory in 1916. The source of the famous equation E equals mc squared. Special relativity makes things clears up the following. Matter cannot exceed the speed of light. The closer you get to the speed of light, the slower time gets. If you reach the speed of light, time stops. The closer you get to the speed of light, the more your length decreases. If you reach the speed of light, your length becomes 0. The closer matter gets to the speed of light, the more mass it increases. If you were to reach the speed of light, its mass would become infinite. The closer matter gets to the speed of light, the more its mass increases. General relativity adds the following. Time slows down in the presence of a strong gravity field. Space compresses in the presence of a strong gravity field. Mass increases in the presence of a strong gravity field. Interesting. The funny thing is, I've heard some of those before, but to be fair, I honestly... The idea that, the closer you get to the speed of light, the more your length decreases. That seems... Is that just as you get compressed, maybe? Talking about, but that could be just from forces. And, okay. I guess this is just a bit I'm just a little unfamiliar of. I'm gonna have to look that one up a bit, because I'm not sure I understand that one very well. And then the more mass increases, it's relative mass. It's not really like you're adding stuff to yourself if you were to get to that speed. From what I understand, it's the relative calculating mass. And then ultimately, mass would become infinite. That might be the idea of how black holes form from a hypernova, is that the core of the star is forced together so suddenly and so quickly that it kind of breaks through that barrier and becomes a singularity. Oh, well, goes to show I love science and I love this stuff, but I don't know everything for sure. Maho felt like she was hiding something, but didn't question her anymore.
とにかく気をつけて行ってくることね。お土産期待しているから。
Yes. And it is interesting though to talk about traveling at light speed and time would freeze. That could be one of the reasons why light behaves as it does. It might not even actually be because light is kind of in a balance between matter and energy. Maybe it technically is matter that's just traveling so fast that it becomes infinite and it hits an infinity point at that energy level, and so it just continues on, and it's kind of reached, because before, in the Big Bang, before everything calmed down, everything was jumbled together. So the stuff that made up what we now have with protons, neutrons, electrons, dark matter, dark energy, it was all the same. And time also kind of didn't exist until the Big Bang happened. But if you can accept that there are particles and particle-like entities, like what we call photons, that simply achieve the speed of light, then those particles stop being normal particles, and partly because they no longer are affected by the time integer, so they are no longer affected by entropy, which is the decay of energy over time. Because as far as we can tell, light dissipates and it can be absorbed and then ejected, but essentially it's still there. It can lose power and will slowly like degrade into lower forms of light, but it from what I understand, it still remains light. Like, I don't know if photons can ever become anything else. I don't, like, and I'm saying I don't think it's because A, I haven't studied this, and B, we also just don't know. I'm not, I'm pretty sure the answer that science would give you is that no, light is light. It just has different energy levels. But, I mean, do we really know what happens to a light that completely, like, fizzles out all of its excess energy? Will light ever degrade if it never comes into contact with anything else? These are questions that, like, I feel like I could find out if I asked the right people, but it's definitely a bit more obscure. So, if you happen to know, let me know. But my guessing is that light is almost like the idea that light is kind of matter that's just hit that barrier where, like, the laws of physics don't apply to it as much anymore because it achieves this, like, maximum speed limit where it no longer is affected by time. But it also still behaves like matter. Like, that's the thing, that's what, like why light's interesting, because light doesn't behave like energy purely. It moves in a wave like energy. But it also doesn't behave just like energy because it also behaves like mass and can be affected by things like gravity and lensing and shifting, and it's just it's complicated. It's very interesting, and this is talking about fringe like stuff. Like, we're still trying to figure out how all of this really works. And so it's very exciting to talk about and think about.
何がいいですか? そうね.
Oh, I didn't read that one line. Let's see, it was like, oh yeah, so Maho said, anyway, take care of expecting presents. Okay, that's the line I missed.
何か珍しいものがいいわ。秋葉原詳しいのよね。
Maybe.
なんでです？休憩時間によくそういうサイト見てるじゃない。
Yeah, at Chandler.
まさかアマデウスが喋ったんですか？あの子はそんなことしないわ。あなた、私が後ろにいるのに動画に夢中になってて気づかないことがあるわよ。
So like me, but I'm not ashamed of it.
まさかバレていたなんて。自分のうかつさが憎い。
she's the worst at cognito. Oh my gosh, she's bad at that. You just actually seemed upset for once. This really surprised Maho.
先輩、お願いです。どうか他の人たちには内密に。別に隠すことはないと思うけれど。
Oh, she's blushing. The idea of sharing a secret with Kurisu made Maho happy.
わかった。言わないでおくわ。
Yay.
助かります。
Kurisu seemed genuinely relieved, Maho continued.
ね
え。Yeah?
あなたが日本から戻ってきたら、アマデウスが独り言をつぶやけるかどうか、二人で検証してみましょう。はい。
Kurisu had a very happy look on her face. It was the face of a born scientist who loved to explore the unknown more than anything in the world. Her smile wasn't as innocent as that of a child who'd been given a new toy. It was very beautiful. And it was one of the reasons that Maho liked the younger researcher quite a bit. I wonder how much she liked her. But the promise the two of them made would never be fulfilled. In fact, they would never even meet again. Yeah, I wonder what it was like from her perspective. And then to be in Japan shortly after. I felt like she was thinking about Kurisu more and more since she'd come to Japan. Well, I mean, this is where she died. Maho didn't know if it was because she was in Japan or because she was talking with the Amadeus Kurisu more often. Or maybe... was it because she'd met the young man named Rintaro Okabe?
私の知らないクリスを知っている人か。
It's interesting. There's to coin a phrase from another book series I've read. It's from the Wheel of Time, Taviran, which is a old word in the game in the books about people who tug at the threads of fate. Basically, they're people which are kind of focuses, or maybe like the eye of hurricanes, when it comes to just major world-changing events. That game has a lot to do about like prophecy, reincarnation, and such, but I think Okabe is one of those eyes too, and I don't know if it's because of his Steins Gate reading ability, or if it's just because of who he is and where he was and like all the circumstances, but it's like even after all the time leaping he's done, it's like he can't help but affect the people around him somehow. And we know that in the future, he becomes pivotal for the resistance, he becomes pivotal for, fighting against CERN or fighting in World War III, like all these futures, like he becomes a major player somehow. He's a very important and crucial individual. So he's like the definition of Taviran. And it's interesting because like that concept, it's like part of Hero's journey, I guess you could call it, but I think it's summarized really well in the Wheel of Time series. Let's see. Thinking back, the first day they'd met, she'd broken down and cried right in front of him. It was something she didn't really want to remember. She chased the memories away out of embarrassment.
さては、岡部さんのことを考えていましたね。
Well, that's not very helpful, Amadeus Kurisu. She snapped her head toward the PC monitor. Oh, look at that smug smile. Maho was in the middle of a conversation with Kurisu.
そうね。
She shrugged her shoulders and tried to ignore Kurisu's mischievous smile. Oh no.
不思議だと思わない？レスキネン教授が岡部さんのことをあそこまで買っているなんて。二度しか会ったことのない相手なのに、あなたのアクセス権も渡してしまったし。
Yeah, once again, Taviran, it's weird how quickly Okabe can get involved in stuff, and how
そこまで信
pivotal he
用してい
is.
いのかしら。
誠実そうな人でしたが。
そう？向上心があるのかないのか、少しつかみどころがない人だったわ。
I don't think he understands him, so far be it for you to be able to.
好きなんですか？
I wonder how she's gonna respond to this. It's gonna be no, but how no?
あなたね。
Maho brought her face close to the monitor and glared, but Kurisu seemed unconcerned. Of course she's not concerned. What are you gonna do to her?
取り繕う必要はないでしょ。昨日は本人の目の前だったから仕方ないにしても、今は私たち二人きりですし。
Well, technically you could say something to him. Kurisu may not have looked like someone who would, but she really enjoyed this sort of gossip. Maybe girl talk was the right word. Maho sighed and sat back in her chair. A creaking sound echoed through the empty office.
本当にそんな感情はないわ。岡部さんがどんな人なのかさえまだよく分かっていないのだから。
なるほど。まあそうでしょうね。
Kurisu let the matter drop. This bothered Maho a little.
ただ気になるのは。
何です？
Yes.
いえ、なんでもないわ。
Maho had been spending a lot of time thinking about something since yesterday, to the point where she'd even put it off for research. What kind of relationship was there between Kurisu and Okabe? Well, that depends. It's gonna be a complicated to answer. What was Kurisu feeling in the days before she died? She would have liked to ask Okabe if she could.
先輩、私のオリジナルと岡部さんは知り合いだったんですか？
Maho shivered, as if Kurisu had been reading her mind.
どうしてわかったの？
岡部さんの話や先輩の反応などを聞いて判断しました。
Right.
状況証拠を積み上げただけですが、証明しましょうか？
別にいいわ。あなたのことだから反証の余地もないでしょ。
The way they use words like proof is normal conversation showed that both Maho and Kurisu were scientists at heart. Yeah, like, because she's not saying, like, proof isn't like, here's the documentation. It's more of the proof is in, like, the statement and the logical conclusions derived.
相手だけが一方的に私との記憶を持っているのでは対話に齟齬が出てしまう可能性が高いです。彼と話していく上でどうするのかはあなたに任せる。岡部さんの方から切り出してくるかもしれないし、なんならあなたから聞いてみてもいいわ。
Maho still didn't know if Okabe would even access Amadeus at all. They weren't forcing him to.
知らないふりをするというのは嘘をついているのと同じことになりますよね。興味深いデータが取れそうな気がします。
So she's gonna practice lying. Yes, it was interesting. But that was her opinion as a researcher working on Amadeus. How would Rintaro Okabe feel about it? Wouldn't this be rubbing salt in the wounds in his heart? Maho realized she was getting too much sentimental.
やっぱり日本に来たせいなのかもしれないわね。
No. It's a lot more to it than physical location. It had been a week since she'd arrived. The first thing she'd planned to do was offer flowers. But she still couldn't bring herself to visit Akihabara Radio Building, the place where Kurisu had died. That was a tragedy. The 8-story commercial building in front of the Akihabara station contains a lot of computer and hobby shops. On the 7th floor, there's a plate reading The Birthplace of Personal Computing. I bet I could actually visit that place. Especially by the train station, that'd be easy to get to. Hello? Who is that? What? 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 The sun was setting earlier, now that December had arrived. Katsumi Nakase. Whoa, Katsumi Nakase was surprised by how quickly it had gotten dark while she was out rummaging through the cosplay shop. Oh my gosh, is this Mayuri's friend? The one that she always had work with the cosplay? Short for costume play, the act of dressing up in a costume. In Japan, cosplay refers to dressing up as characters from anime or manga, and people who cosplay are called cosplayers, or sometimes just layers. Most cosplay costumes are handmade. And it's spread like a plague here, and I love it. The wheeled suitcases on the ground next to her felt heavy. She'd done her best to jam everything she'd brought today inside, and it was bursting at the seams. Still, spending a whole day shopping with her cosplay friends was a lot of fun. She felt tired, but it was a good tired. Her footsteps were light as she walked back to the station. Yay!
Fubuki-chan, skip しちゃいそうだね。あ、わかる？だって今日はいっぱい買い物できて超楽しかったもん。満足満足。
It's funny because she even sounds kind of like Mayuri, like they talk in similar ways.
Fubuki-chanのおかげで、まゆしーも楽しくお買い物できたよ。付き合ってくれてありがとう。まゆしーのためならお茶の子さいさいだって。
Fubuki tried to grab her friend Mayuri Shina for a hug. Mayuri dodged out of the way. Really? Mayuri may have looked like an airhead, but she was actually quite athletic. Fubuki, by the way, was Katsumi Nakase's cosplay name. Aww. Katsumi was in her second year of high school. She and Mayuri were the same age, but were total opposites. Katsumi was boyish and athletic. When she cosplayed as a male character, she attracted more female kameko than male ones. Those are like otaku, I'm guessing. Kameko, those who appear en masse at cosplay and anime events and use expensive SLR cameras to take pictures of scantily clad cosplayers. Oh no! The so-called low anglers. Ooh! Men who take upskirt pictures of cosplayers in Akihabara and Kamima are not considered true kameko. A true kameko must be a gentleman at all times. Okay, so a true kameko is good. But it's becoming deranged and just dumb because of upskirters. Ooh, that's so filthy in so many ways. Like, first off, it's like the fact that it's like non-consensual. The fact that they feel like they're justified because, well, they dress like this. I could take pictures if I want. But it's also like, I honestly just don't understand. I do not understand how you can get, like, any pleasure from a snuck picture of somebody in underwear. I mean, I can kind of understand that it's a compromising position, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. For me, intimacy is about the connection between a person. Like, it's not just about, like, seeing their naughty bits. It's about having a bond with somebody and letting somebody be their true selves with you, letting them be, like, I don't know, uncovered, unveiled, unabashed with you. Like, that trust, that level of connection and passion, that's what makes it so good, and that's what makes it so thrilling. Like, I got way more thrills from dating somebody, even if nothing happened, than I ever could have gotten from any kind of lewd picture. I don't know. I might be weird on this, but it's just a genuine feeling I've had. I've never understood. Like, absolutely do I, like, have, like, urges and want to be able to, like, connect with people, and have through relationships, and my current one especially. Like, I've been able to fulfill those desires, but the thing is, like, those desires never could have been met by taking sneaky pictures of someone's panties. Like, that just makes no sense to me. And, like, I can, like, part of me understands that there's kind of a level of desperation that's usually involved in these situations, and that's part of what makes it so sad. But I just don't even think, like, even if they're desperate for some kind of connection to somebody that they like and find attractive, can they really feel fulfillment from this? I really don't think so. Weird. So she's a girl that dresses up as guys. I also have to admit, oh, these are her other friends too. This is cool. I do have to admit, I think, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't admit it. Maybe I should stop myself before I say anything I regret. Yeah, we're gonna move on. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't want to say anything I would regret. Aw, they're very sweet. This is interesting, getting a glimpse of, like, Mayuri's friends. Now we don't have to worry about winter coming on, do we? Yagawaya. The four friends had gone cosplay shops along Yagawaya, Maiden's Road, and Tokyo Hands, and Ikebukuro, then moved to Akihabara and visited several more. Alright, here we go again. Alright, Tokyo Hands, fictional home improvement chain based out of Tokyo. Unlike most such stores, which have large buildings outside of city centers, Tokyo Hands has many department store-style buildings located around major train stations. Tokyo Hands stores also carry a wide variety of products, from professional-grade tools and materials to fishing and variety goods. Oh, wow. They kind of play the whole court. Maiden's Road, the nickname of a street near the east exit to Ikebukuro Station, has many doujinshi and anime merchandise stores for female-oriented anime, and is known as a mecca for the female otaku. Nice. Kind of sounds fun. Yugawaya. I want to say that as an American, I want to say Yugawaya, but that's not right. It's Yugawaya. A large specialty store founded over 60 years ago that sells crafts and hobby supplies, fabric, and trinkets. There are over 60 of them, mostly in eastern Japan, but also all around the country. And then Kamima, the fictional comic Giga Market, an otaku festival held every year in August and December at the Tokyo Big Site. I believe, like, so Kamima is, like, I don't know, I can't remember what they call it in Japan, like the really big otaku festival held in Tokyo. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I know, like, it's what it's mimicking. This was all part of their final preparation for Winter Kamima. It's funny, we're talking about events in Japan. I'm excited. Next year is going to be Olympics in Japan. Just like, I can't wait for that opening ceremony. Oh man, I really hope we get to see some, like, really cool traditional, like, Japanese folklore. They always tend to do a folklore story in the opening ceremony. I'm really excited to see that. I'm also excited to see the freaking, like, you know, they're gonna have the craziest fireworks and, like, visual displays. There's probably gonna be holograms all over the place. It's gonna be nuts. I cannot wait. Alright, so show me doing all the work. Hello. Keida sounded a little worried. Her real name was Keida Kurushima, and she used her real name as her cosplay pseudonym. She was 3 years older than Katsumi and in college. Wow, there's quite a spectrum of age here. Kaida was extremely feminine, and her measurements were just like the one magazine models claimed to have, but she was very shy. People had tried many times to persuade her to enter the pageant at her college, but she'd always refused, saying normal events are kind of scary. But even so, cosplaying at Kamima with the rest of them was something she looked forward to. And then who is this person with the beret?
この際だからまゆりちゃんを手伝ってみんなで衣装作りはしない?
She said that a lot. Well, what word is that supposed to be? Interesting. I like her eyes. Yuki proposed. She had very noble, elegant features, but the rest of her was easygoing and laid back. Though Katsumi was a fellow girl, she still thought Yuki was beautiful. Even her light blue penetrating eyes lacked the arrogance that beautiful women usually possessed. They were filled instead with a friendly light. Her real name was Yuki Amane. She was a senior at Meiji University, and in the same club as Cade, she was the oldest of the four. Yuki Amane. Amane Suzuha? Like... Am I... No, like, cause wait. Yuki Amane... Now, is it presenting her name flipped? Because it's been doing that before in this, right? Because it's Amane Yuki, and then Amane Suzuha. So that would mean they had the same surname. Is it that simple? Is this supposed to be... Is this supposed to be the one who ends up with Daru? And Suzuha's mom? Wait a second. You know, those eyes actually might... It seems so simple, though. But I guess she technically was mentioned in the other one, like... She was friends with Mayuri. It was mentioned before, I believe, but we never met her before. Like, it just seems too simple, but, I mean, why wouldn't it be? I mean, Suzuha didn't have Daru's surname, so maybe she just kept her mom's. Anyway, State Club's guide. She was the oldest of the four. She'd once tried giving up cosplay and focus on job hunting. After just 6 months, she'd given up on work and gone back to costuming. Good career, right? Well, I guess you could technically make a career out of cosplaying, but I'm not sure she's technically done that. Right, when an unemployed person is seeking employment, often used to refer to college kids looking for their first real career-oriented job. Makes sense. She's a senior at the university. Okay, so she's actually... So, she's 4 or 5 years out of high school? Since then, she'd be spending more time with Katsumi and the others. So she's like 23. That would place her about 23, 24 years old. Oh, is she carrying all the bags? Everyone smiled at her, but Mayuri quickly shook her head. Aww. Alright, so now we got the clip picture. We have 2 high school girls and 2 college girls. What an interesting combo. Aww. Man, I need a friend like Mayuri who makes costumes if I buy supplies for him. That'd be amazing. Aww, I bet you did. Okay, those eyes. Cool. Maybe this is how it works, because Mayuri brings them back to the lab. Katsumi knew she'd made Mayuri really happy when someone praised her cosplay outfits. Oh, she could invite them to the party, huh? The Christmas party. Mayuri told them about the event that had quickly become a mainstay of the Japanese holiday year. Alright, I'm really starting to... Okay, yeah. I'm thinking it's just as easy to figure out as it is. Like that's her mom, and that her mom and her dad meet at the Christmas party that's completely designed to make Suzuha smile. Well, I guess that'd be how weird would that be to be at the place where your parents met together? Like how it'd be like, okay, fetch. That means in this timeline they I guess that's the whole the thing, things tend to happen regardless of how you interfere with them. But does that mean that Suzuha's presence is what dictates her existence? Because if she hadn't been here and hadn't been having a hard time, Mayuri wouldn't have met her, wouldn't have felt bad for her, wouldn't have orchestrated a party that would have ended up bringing her parents together. This is gonna be a mess.
Christmas party ka.
Yeah? I'm sure you do, Fubuki. Katsumi's only plan for Christmas Eve was dinner with her family, so she raised her hand instantly. None of her friends at school wanted to do anything that night. She'd been a little put out after that, since it meant they all had boyfriends. Yeah, because from what I've gathered, Christmas is a lot more about romance than it is for here in America. It's either you want to have a date or you want to spend the time with your family kind of thing. Nice. Kate also nodded, but Yuki seemed a little hesitant. Come on, Yuki. Mm-hmm.
そりゃユキさんほどの美貌の持ち主ならイブのデートに誘ってくる男子は山ほどいるでしょう。
Honestly, all four of you. Sorry for Buki, I forgot you for a second, but that's because we're watching String Your Eyes. All four of you should have been guys tripping over themselves to ask you out.
そんなことないよ。そうなの？だったら私がほっときません。
I'll take you for myself.
ふぶきちゃんとクリスマスにデートできるなら他のどんな予定よりも優先しちゃう。
Aww.
ユキさんラボー。ふぶきちゃんはまゆりちゃん一筋じゃなかったの？
No.
まゆしーだって楓ちゃんだって大好きだぜ。
Fubuki's adorable. Aw, hugs all around. Katsumi quickly jumped over to Cade and gave her a big hug. Cade was soft and smelled good. She endured this sort of sexual harassment this sort of sexual harassment was nothing new for her. Wait. Is a hug technically? Well, I thought hugs were sexual harassment if you didn't want to do it. Otherwise, it's not sexual harassment. You're welcoming it.
それでね、ユキさん。
Mm-hmm.
今度。マユシーに美味しいキッシュの作り方を教えてくれないかな。
A quiche, huh? Quiche is delicious. A traditional French dish made by filling a pie crust with cream, cheese, eggs, meat, and vegetables and cooking it in a flaky golden brown. Yeah, we actually had a neighbor when my wife got really it wasn't really sick. She had a problem last spring and summer that sent her to the hospital several times, and we were lucky to have friends in the area who were really supportive, and one of the things that some people volunteered to do was to help prepare meals for the times when we had a lot of trips to the doctor and such. And one of the first ones that somebody gave us was a quiche, and I'd never had a quiche before, and it was amazing. Yuki was an excellent chef, had been teaching Mayuri a lot lately. Both Katsumi and Cade would also occasionally participate in what they called Yuki Amane's cooking lessons.
いいよ。何のキッシュがいい？
Yeah, what kind?
ね、マユシーは
It's kind of creepy because that's exactly the quiche that we got was spinach, mushroom, and ham. Fetch! It didn't have tomato in it, but it had ham and bacon. Why is she making the same quiche I'll experience in my life? Aww.
そうだよね。いろんな味があった方がみんなも喜ぶもんね。もしかしてクリスマスパーティー用に？うん、そうなのです。あと1ヶ月もないけど、それまでにマスターしたいなって。じゃあ特訓だね。いつにする？明日は？マユシーは大丈夫。
Yeah. Katsumi went over her schedule in her head.
明日か。私、友達と約束が。私はバイト。
Katsumi really wanted to go. She was pretty disappointed. She would have loved a chance to eat one of Yuki's good quiches. Oh, as she thought about the quiche, her stomach began to rumble. It was about time for dinner. Yuki and Mayuri worked out the time and place for their meetup.
場所は私の下宿先だとちょっと遠いから。ラボはどうかな。
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, it's like really... Yeah. I'm, like, my doubt has been reduced to, like, not 0.5. Not 0.5%. Like, 99.5%, this is absolutely her mom.
楽しいパーティーになるといいね。
Oh, I'm sure it'll be interesting.
マユシ、サンタさんの衣装を作るからみんな着てくれる？
Oh man.
コミマの分の他にさらに作るんだ。まゆりちゃん、気合入ってるね。マユシーはやる気満々だよ。
It's raring to go. Aw, she's so adorable. Mayuri posed like she was cheering.
サンタ服なら可愛いミニスカートのやつがいいな。白のニーソに赤いブーツとか合わせて。楓ちゃんはいいけど、私そういうの似合うかな。
Katsumi spoke to Mayuri and Yuki without any confidence in her voice.
本当は可愛い服の方が好きなくせに。
Aww. There was nothing Katsumi could say. She was right. It bothered Katsumi a lot that she looked like a boy. And she knew that sort of clothing didn't look right on her. Oh my gosh, she needs to meet like Luca. Like she and Lukako have so much in common, but in reverse. Still at heart, she was a young girl and she wanted to wear cute clothes.
任せて任せて。まゆし、ふぶきちゃんに似合うのちゃんと作るから。
Aww.
おお、さすが俺の嫁。結婚して。ふぶきちゃん、調子いいんだから。ダルくんみたいなこと言っちゃダメだよ。
Don't talk like Daru does.
あの変態紳士さんと一緒にされるなんてショックかも。
So they know of Daru.
ちなみにまゆりちゃんも一緒に着るんだよね、サンタさんの衣装。じゃなくて可愛いんだからもっとコスしようよ。
She should. She does. She doesn't cosplay enough. And very much she loves it.
でもマユシーは作るの専門だから。意義あり。そんなのもったいないです。
It is.
もうふぶきちゃんまで。
We're all cheering for you. Mayuri, Mayuri, Mayuri.
岡部さんもまゆりちゃんの素敵な姿見たいんじゃないかな。
Oh dear.
おかりん？
How do you see Okabe? I never quite understood that. Mayuri made a weird noise as soon as she heard that name.
オカリンさん？ああ、マユシーの彼氏ね。
Oh, fetch. Ooh. Look at that tall, dark, and handsome tall glass of water. Katsumi had met him many times. He was tall, but always looked pale and thin. Whenever he laughed, he seemed kind of sad. From what Mayuri said, until just half a year ago, he'd been a totally different person. She said he was haughty and arrogant, but kind and a great leader. Mayuri was known to let her emotions influence her judgment, so Katsumi didn't know how much of that description was accurate. Every bit. Mayuri started to freak out even more after hearing the word boyfriend.
あのね、ふぶきちゃん。
Aww.
オカリンとマユシーはそういうのじゃないよ。またまた。
Oh, what good friends. Yuki and Cage weren't buying it either. Honestly, Okabe and Mayuri seemed more like an old wedded couple that had been together for years than boyfriend and girlfriend.
本当だよ。
But how do you feel about
だ
that?
ってオカリンには他に好きな人がいるのです。
Well, kind of. Yeah, what? Mayuri sounded totally unconcerned, which made Katsumi even more surprised.
そうなの？本当に？
Who could have guessed? It was Yuki, the eldest, who spoke first.
ごめんね。なんか余計なこと言っちゃった。マユシーとオカリンは幼なじみで仲良しさんっていうだけだから大丈夫だよ。
But is that how you really feel?
そう。
Mayuri's smile seemed very sad to Katsumi. She felt the sudden impulse to give her soulmate a hug.
それより。
She is sad. I bet she is. Mayuri smiled and walked over to Yuki as if to blow away the awkwardness.
ねえ、ユキさんは？
What?
私？
Yeah?
さっきの話。やっぱりクリスマスは彼氏さんと過ごすのかなーって。本当にいないってば。そう？
Yeah, but...
みんな誤解してるよ。私そんなにモテないし、ここだけの話、年齢と彼氏いない歴が一緒だもの。
Wow. I really find that surprising. First Mayuri, then Yuki. Katsumi was stunned.
そうなんですか？そこまで驚かれるなんて。じゃあ、ユキさん。
Mayuri started to fidget. What? Huh? What are you thinking right now, Mayuri?
ダルくんなんてどうか
な？Alright. 0.0005% chance that that's not how this plays out. But why? Why?
星田さん？
Okay.
また何を言い出すの、マユシ。橋田さんは変態紳士なんだよ。
Yes, he is.
ユキさんが毒牙にかけられちゃう。
Oh, Daru. The man that Katsumi and Kei were insulting was Itaru Hashida, a college student and a member of Mayuri's club. She was a hardcore otaku, one of the hybrid types who said he enjoyed both 2- and 3-dimensional girls. Are there types that literally shun 3-dimensional girls? I hope not. Ugh. And like Katsumi had said, he was a perverted gentleman. He would say perverse things all day without the slightest shame. Whenever you told him was a when you ever told him he was a pervert, he would say, "No, I'm a perverted gentleman." He was a dangerous guy. But Yuki didn't seem bothered. She actually looked a little sad. What?
橋 橋田さんはいい人だけど、なんていうか、私みたいな子、あんまり好きじゃないんだと思う。
No. What's kind of flooring me, but I'm impressed, is that she is not excluding the idea. She would actually probably say yes to a date with him. If he could get over Ferris. That will be the hurdle. What the fetch? Real interesting. Well, I don't know. I guess I can't find it that interesting because I was very much like Daru. Still kind of am. But like in high school, I was a bigger guy, very much a geek. Everyone knew it. But I wasn't a pervert. Well, no, I wasn't a pervert. I'm trying to think if I'd ever done anything for it. No, I haven't. But I did have people who were interested in me, and I had relationships that genuinely happened. So, I mean, and it was with people I found very attractive. So, I mean, is it possible? Absolutely. Everyone's got different tastes and everything. But it's like, if all the people to have someone who's just like, oh yeah, I can see myself dating him. It's like, it's just surprising is all. Mayuri was shocked far above and beyond her usual limit. She was so surprised, she let go of her suitcase sandal and let it fall to the ground, and instead of picking it up, she started talking frantically.
そんなことないよ。ダル君はね、ユキさんに萌え萌えキューンだよ。きっとそうだよ。マユシーが保証します。
No, he likes Ferris though.
夏コミまで初めて会った時もそんな感じだったでしょ?
What? Yuki had met Mayuri for the 4 months ago at Summer Kamima. Katsumi and Kade had come wearing outfits Mayuri made. Kade found Yuki at the convention hall all by herself, and they met up. Afterward, they'd all gone to the party, where she'd met Mayuri's friend Itaru Hashida. Gosh darn it. Katsumi had definitely witnessed Yuki and Itaru having a friendly conversation. Ever since then, Yuki and Mayuri and Daru had been friends, and Yuki had started going to Mayuri's club, the Future Gadget Laboratory. Whoa! Things have really gone more... They've already freaking met. They've been talking a lot. In other words, Yuki and Itaru had been talking ever since Summer Kamima. But still, Yuki chuckled sadly and shook her head.
見てればわかるよ。なんとなく避けられてるなって。クリスマスパーティーも、だから私は行かない方がいいんじゃないかなって思って。
Avoiding you. I wonder why he'd be avoiding you.
橋田さんはもっとこう妹系の女の子がタイプじゃないのかな。しかもものすごく気が強くてね、お兄ちゃんを尻に敷いちゃうような妹。例えば鈴葉さんみたいな感じ。
Oh no. It's a little too on the nose, cause he is dad and she is a boss. Well, he's her dad. He's her dad. Oh.
それは
Oh, Mayuri. For some reason, Mayuri looked like she was about to cry. Oh. She seemed to want to say something, but she couldn't bring herself to. Her lips quivering. So does she know? I think they know, right? That, like, it's father-daughter?
Mayuri-chan?
Oh, wait a minute.
なんでもないのです。
Okay, hang on. What might be going on here is they might already know that that's Suzuha's mom. But Suzuha, because remember we got that text last episode where she talked to Okabe saying, like, I don't think my parents are going to end up meeting at this rate. Maybe this is it. Like, maybe they get together, she said. She didn't say get together. So they've met, but something has interfered with them, like, kind of hitting it off. And it could be Suzuha herself, ironically. And And Mayuri probably knows this, and that's why she like desperately wants to say like, no, I promise it'll work, I promise. Which is why she also got super excited because she's like, oh my gosh, of course he likes you. But it certainly didn't look like nothing. Katsumi couldn't bear to watch her anymore, and so she gave in to her impulses. Uh-oh.
Mayushi, そんな顔しないで。Mayushi は笑ってる時が一番可愛いんだから。
Aww.
ね、ほらほら、笑わないとくすぐっちゃうぞ。
Oh dear.
こちょこちょこちょこちょこちょ。
Katsumi snuck up behind Mayuri and started to tickle her under her arms. Aww, that's so cute.
観念した？もう、ふぶきちゃんは意地悪さんだ。Mayushi、可愛すぎ。
Aww. Oh, fetch, really? I can't use that as a thumbnail. Like, that looks so wrong. If you don't have the context, that looks terrible. Mayuri was laughing so hard she was crying, and this time Katsumi succeeded in giving her a hug. Even though they were in public, she started rubbing her cheek against her.
Mayushi, 好きだよ。大好き。
That's more serious, I like you. Oh, fetch. Oh boy. But that would be really bad. Fetch, I think she's serious. Mayuri tried to run away, but Fubuki grabbed her and started to kiss her all over. Fetch, man. Jeez. Okay, maybe that is sexual assault. Yeah, no freaking way. You kidding me? I think it'll be a good place for us to end though. Fetch, man. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're like 9999999%, like it's like exponentially shrinking my doubt as to who frickin' Suzuha's mom is. Fetch, man. What a weird episode this is. But hey, you know what? We're finding answers, right? I mean, yeah, I gotta see how this works. But hey, I mean, she seems kind of interested in Daru. That's freaking awesome. So like, I'm curious to see how this all plays out. That Christmas party is gonna be something else. So I'm excited to see this. And then hopefully Okabe can just, you know, start working through his issues and talking to Amadeus more. Because I really want to understand. I want to talk to Amadeus personally. I want to see more about her. And like learn about the program and learn about how she feels as a program. It'd be really fascinating to explore. It's a cool idea, a cool concept. What a fun trip. This has been so relaxing for me. It feels so good. So thank you so much for spending the time with me and like letting me kind of just like ramble on about my random stuff and like my various topics and conversations. Freaking, I gotta say, good job, Dario. You score big. Holy cow, she's gorgeous. Makes sense though. And poor Suzuha, I really hope this party helps her out. I'm guessing that like if it brings the two of them together though, or if it brings her parents together, then that's all that she needs to worry about. Well, besides World War III coming and the fact that she is gonna watch herself get... Ooh. What if she watched herself get born? That'd be really strange. Like, not literally the birthing. I guess she technically could have. But like more of the idea, like what if she ended up holding her childhood self? Like that'd be so strange. Anyway, lots of fun things to think about, lots of crazy things going on. So thank you so much again for spending your time here. As always, it's a pleasure having you, and it's a pleasure playing through Steins Gate 0. So hopefully we get to see more of this for a good long time, because I don't want it to end already. Like, I love it. So thank you so much for being here today. And until the next video, you watch the video, and have to see me in next. I'll see you there.